Question: have you ever been playing Mortal Kombat, having a great time punching and kicking your way through your opponent, when finally you win? So you get into position, ready to do your finisher, and yeah. Well, that's what happens when you whiff a finisher, and it is a very, very unsatisfying way to finish a match. So that's why in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to perform finishers like a pro. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna be using Mortal Kombat Plus specifically. Don't ask me why. Definitely not due to a technical difficulties. Definitely not. So you may be wondering how you'd practice. Well, in normal Mortal Kombat games, there is a dedicated fatality training mode. However, for these older ones, here's what I recommend you do. You go to regular combat and get a 2-player in here. That's right. Classic second player to beat up. And this is going to be perfect. Now, the only downside with this is that you're going to have to sit through each and every fight. So what I recommend is you practice your combos while you're here. You know, good practice, and it will actually help you get to that point so you can do these actual fights. But let's just say you're a little impatient and don't really want to sit through combos. Well, just do this. Notice some spacing in between to make sure you don't get into the situation where it pushes you away. Quickest way to get through these matches. Now, onto the actual finishers. I recommend choosing someone like Reptile over here, who has easy to do finishers. I do not recommend someone like Kano or Shang Tsung, where you have to hold buttons, and definitely not characters that require you to hit buttons in quick succession. We'll get to those. So let's just start by doing a finisher here. Time's running out. So for halfway, best move to get into this situation, uppercut. Uppercut, and then do an input really quickly. Really quickly. You only have about 2 to 3 seconds in this game. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is pretty famous for having very short finisher timers. So yeah, get the move out quickly, and you're probably only gonna get one chance at this, so do it quickly. Okay, so another thing to point out is that things can get a little complicated when hitting inputs, when ups get thrown into the mix. And because obviously, you know, if you put an up in a move, your character's gonna jump, and that can mess up a lot of finishers. Now, there's 2 different approaches you could take to figuring this situation out. The most common one I've seen is that you can block and then do the input, and then right when you're ready to hit the last button, unblock and hit the button. This works pretty well, and it is definitely the recommended way to go. But I actually don't prefer doing that because I find that I always press the button before I let go of block. So what I can do, personally, is I hit my opponent, do the input in the air. See, it failed that time. It's not the most reliable way. I told you blocking is better. Let's see if I can get an actual better example of what that looks like. Okay, finish him, jump, do the input. Yep, there we go. Yeah, see? Now, like I said, the character you choose to start practicing these finishers, very important. Reptile, like I mentioned before, has the extra meal finisher. That one's pretty easy. It's just back, forward, down, block at half range. Liu Kang is also a good option since I'll show you real quickly. One of his finishers doesn't require strict spacing, which means you can just do it anywhere and it's going to work no matter what. So it doesn't matter if you're here. It doesn't matter if you're literally the other side of the screen. Just do the input. There we go.
Wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Now, another issue that I can come up with is for, say, Scorpion over here. Both of his finishers end off with ups. Now, of course, you could do the jump in the air, do the input stuff, or you could do the blocking. What I recommend, neither. Don't do any of those. And here's why. You see, they end on an up. So if you get your timing right, then you're not even going to be able to jump before the finisher animation starts. So that's something to keep in mind. Like here, I'll show you. Down, down, up. Yep. Pretty easy. It's all about timing, spacing, and all that jazz.
Post red triangle coming up because I forgot to record this bit.
A very big thing to think about is that you need to make sure your inputs are clean. Spacing, although it is number one on the list of things to worry about, it is not the thing that you should only be worrying about. If your inputs aren't that clean, then you're probably going to have some issues. Newer Mortal Kombat games are a little bit more lenient with this, but especially for the older ones, good, clean inputs are very, very important. Same thing for characters whose inputs start with up. I would not recommend doing anything crazy like Smoke over here. His world destruction fatality, which is, by the way, one of the best fatalities, it starts with up. So it is actually not that much of an issue if you just take the jump and then do the rest of the input while they're in the air. Also, this is another easy one because it does not involve any attack buttons. It's literally just with direction inputs. So let's show you that one here. Up, down. See, I actually failed that one. And you can see what I mean when I say, chances are you're not going to get second chances if you fail a finisher. So keep that in mind. It's very important. I'll see you when I beat up Scorpion here. Okay, up, 4 down. Yep. There we go. The best finisher of all time. Absolutely hilarious.
Flawless victory. Fatality.
Okay, let's talk about holding input finishers. Let's say Shang Tsung over here. Both of his finishers require you to hold low punch, do an input, and then let go of low punch. These ones can be a little bit more confusing, but trust me, they are just as easy as the other ones. Okay, once you get to the last hit, I actually recommend you hold the button that you need to hold beforehand, before you actually get to the input. And then once again, knock down your opponent, do the input, and right at the end, let go of the button to do the finisher. So remember, hold the button that it tells you to hold, do the input, let go of the button. Now, hitting buttons in quick succession. Okay, so here's the thing. You don't want to do block, run, block, block. You're going to want to slide the block into the run. I'll show you real quickly. Stage fatalities, in my opinion, are the number one fatality, by the way. I absolutely love those things.
Fatality.
Now, let's get on to a little miscellaneous things here. For example, friendships and babalities. Those actually require some sort of requirement within the match. And that requirement is very simple. Don't use block. This requirement, it's specific to Mortal Kombat 3 and the games that come after that. But for Mortal Kombat 2, you actually had to not use any of the punch buttons either. Don't worry, perfectly okay to use them here. And don't worry, this requirement only carries over in the second match, the one that you're going to win. So after that, you see, I did not use any blocks here. So you're just going to get your opponent out and do the input. Yep, easy as that. If you happen to do a kick or a punch or some sort of move that isn't a friendship, you're likely either not in the right position or you hit blocks sometime during the match. Now, the most likely reason you're going to fail a finisher is due to spacing. Not the inputs, not any of the other weird stuff, but spacing. It is a bit of a weird thing. Spacing, in theory, should be easy, but it isn't. It is not. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not. For example, close is a thing. I've heard that in the newer games, you can actually even be too close, and then it won't work. Kind of like step back, and there's sweeps. This one's a little bit trickier because like you have to be a few steps back, but how far is a few steps back? Like, is it like that far? Is it farther? Is it closer? Halfway? It's halfway. That one's more easier to figure out. Far, definitely the easiest one to figure out. But it's just a confusing mess, really. It just doesn't make any sense at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure in Mortal Kombat 9, they even changed the name of one of the spaces I just mentioned to jump, I'm pretty sure. What I recommend you do is if those don't work, you go to a YouTube video that showcases character movesets. Since there, you'll probably be able to get an actual better idea of where you need to be for finishers. So yeah, what I wanted you to take away from this, if your finisher doesn't work, either take a few steps in a different direction, either forward or backward, to figure things out. And like I said, this is a really, really weird discrepancy. For example, the first Mortal Kombat has some things that you should definitely keep in mind when doing your finishers. Mainly regarding a Scorpion over here. The Toasty finisher would be halfway, right? That's how it was in Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. Why wouldn't it be the same for 1? Well, first of all, it's the older game, so of course they're going to be changing some things. But the main weird thing I find is that, no, unlike Mortal Kombat 3 and maybe even 2, uppercut is not the correct spacing for Scorpion's Toasty finisher over here. It's not halfway. It is actually more like a few steps forward, then you do it.
Scorpion wins.
I fail! Don't do uppercut distance. Like, this should be uppercut distance. Don't do that. Do like one step closer. I'll show you what that looks like real quickly.
Scorpion wins.
I'm the guy who's literally making a tutorial. I'm failing these on camera. This is not good. This is not good for my video. There we go. See what I mean? You have to be actually... I'd recommend more sweep, more like just outside sweep distance than a half screen for Scorpion's finisher in that game. I know, a little weird. It's a little bit funky. Ooh, wait a minute, pit fatality. Something to keep in mind is that unlike the newer games where there's a special input that you put in to do your stage fatality, in the original Mortal Kombat, there's no special input at all. Like nothing. Like I mean literally zilch. Also, this combo isn't working. Why wouldn't this combo work? It works in Mortal Kombat 2. Why wouldn't it work here? Here's the thing I'm trying to point out. No special input, just uppercut. You could call it stage fatality. I personally don't. Mainly because you don't get that little fatality message at the end. Hey there. Now, Deadpool in Mortal Kombat 2. This is the game where stage fatalities did get their own inputs, but not for the Deadpool. No, not for the Deadpool. This is one of the more unique finishers, because unlike just doing your regular stage fatality on any other stage, you actually have to hold a low punch and low kick, then uppercut your opponent into the acid down there. I'll give you a little example here. I recommend you actually get those buttons held before you come in here. Uppercut. Yep. Oh wow, indeed. And just to give you a little example here, this is the combat tube. You have to do the regular finisher inputs. And by the way, Mortal Kombat 2 and 1, unlike the regular 2 to 3 seconds of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, these ones actually land at more about 3 to 5 seconds. So unlike in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, you actually have a chance to fix your mistake if you fail the finisher. Just barely though, so good luck with that. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Be sure to hit that like button if you love Mortal Kombat. Hit that subscribe button if you love gaming in general. Share the video to get the word out. And put a comment down below if this helped you out at all. And with that, I'll see you next time. See you later.